Welcome to Lindeman Outdoors. Join Buckshot and Iceman Lindeman as they celebrate God's beautiful creation through fishing, hunting, and outdoor adventures. It's time to fill the freezer and enjoy the great outdoors the way it was meant to be. Where are you, by the way?
Deadwood. In Deadwood, South Dakota, at the lodge up on top of this freaking mountain. I had to drive up a hill steeper than anyone I drove up in Colorado elk hunting. It was like, holy nuts.
The Black Hills are crazy.
They are.
You'll have some just insanely steep hills.
Yep. And I went in, it's like stretching things out a little bit. We don't need to go straight to the top right away. Grade these suckers out.
Yeah. No, not in South Dakota. It's just...
Nope. Yeah.
Up on top.
Yep. I went and saw where Wild Bill Hickok was shot last night. Saw his death chair, so that was cool.
Oh.
Lost $60 in the casino. So, you know.
We've never
traveling.
Been gamblers.
No. I prefer to do my gambling of, am I sure I'm on state land right now? I think I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with what Onyx tells me and gamble that the game warden will be on my side.
Yeah.
So, which, you know, hey, Onyx.
I have a few topics to talk about.
All right.
I think we haven't really talked about this, and fishing's kind of ending.
Winding down.
It's winding down. Yeah, you can still fall fish and all that stuff, but bow hunting is coming up.
The switch has flipped inside my mind.
Oh yeah, I'm all just archery and bow hunting. It's nuts. So I feel like we should we did this for ice fishing and it went well with people, and I think we should kind of do it for the people that. And I've had a lot of coworkers and friends and be like, I've always wanted to get into bow hunting, but I want to get into hunting, but hunter safety and all these things, and just like I don't even know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should kind of talk about that, and I think specifically we'll go bow hunting. Because getting into hunting is pretty easy with rifles and stuff like that. You can usually somebody who has rifle hunted deer before, and they will most likely take you out and let you shoot their gun. That's pretty easy. But bow hunting it's its own thing. It's got weird culture now. It's got fads and people telling you this and that. And I think we should just break it down to the basics. What do you actually need? And how do you actually get into bow hunting?
My answer,
a bow.
My answer is don't get into bow hunting. There's no reason to. It's not any fun. Deer meat tastes bad. No, we don't need any more hunters. Great podcast. Shut her down.
Cue the outro music.
Cue the outro. I'm out, people. No, in seriousness,
yeah,
I will say this for the kids that are growing up, right? You know, these kids that, hey, I want to bow hunt. Your parents may not, right? You're not from a hunting family.
Bow hunting family.
Right, you don't know what to do. I would, first things first, you need to be good at shooting a bow before you can go bow hunting. So I would join my local 4-H shooting sports club. I would try to, if I had or didn't have access to the archery in schools program, I would try to get that as well. Either going in my school or, maybe your parents could help you with that if you don't have it. Or, the National Archery in Schools program is huge. Great way to get into shooting a bow. I would start there first. Or go to Shields. They're we've had whoever we've had them on the podcast. We'll use Shields.
Yeah.
Go to Shields. They got experts there that will fit you. That's the big thing with archery. You need a bow that fits you. Your draw length is critical. If it's the wrong draw length, it's not going to be fun to shoot. The string's going to hit you.
Lined up.
Right, everything's got to be lined up. The string's going to hit your arm. it's really going to suck. So
Yeah.
you need a bow that fits you. And there is, they have used bows there sometimes. You can keep your eye out for a used
Yeah.
youth
Shields
bow.
does have a lot of used bows.
Yeah. You can, and we were talking about the bear archery. There's a bow they make for youth that is really adjustable,
Yeah,
from
that goes
18 to 50
forever.
pounds in draw length all the way through. Um, so you can get a good bow that you can actually hunt with and shoot and enjoy shooting.
Hmm.
I would start there, and then the next thing that I would do is, okay, so we've shot our bows, we're good at shooting bow. I would try to find either an online, or a lot of times your local game and fish organizations or your DNRs will put on a bow hunting education class. I would take that class.
Yep.
It's kind of it talks about woodsmanship. It talks about shooting, how to shoot a bow, where to shoot, you know, how to aim on the animals,
Yep. Deer
you know,
anatomy and things like
right.
that.
The things that you need to know. Because as a bow hunter, you want to make a good, clean, ethical kill shot that the animal
Yep.
doesn't suffer and they just pass out. And
Yeah. And we
so
can get into like arrows and stuff, but again, like if you go to a Shields,
they're going
they'll
to set
they'll
you
get
up.
you, they'll set you up. They'll give you a good recommended broadhead. Everyone kind of
Yep.
has their own thing, but they all do work.
Yeah, you can get everything you need. It'll be your own. Here's here's your own package deal, right? They'll get you a bow
Yep.
case, they'll get you a bow, they get you arrows, they get you broadheads. You'll be set up and you'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Get you a good
They'll
target to practice with.
they'll usually when they do a package, them they usually kind of maybe give you a little deal if you're going in there getting a complete setup.
Yeah, and so I never, none of you know, my dad wasn't a bow hunter. He gun hunted, but he wasn't a bow hunter. So, and then, so I kind of had to teach myself how to bow hunt, and just getting out in the woods is the thing. Here's a good tip for somebody who doesn't know where. Go to the woods, look for deer tracks, find their trails, and set next. Try find the downwind side of that trail and set up your tree
Yep.
stand or your ground blind or whatever. Set up about 15 to 20 yards off of that trail. Try to
And
stay hidden where you can see the deer; they won't see you.
yeah. And would you? I mean, I was trying to think about this, and I was kind of wondering what you would thought. To start out, would you recommend somebody get a saddle or a climber or a hang-on stand? Or would you kind of recommend maybe just a ground blind?
I would start with a ground blind.
I think that's ground blinds are easier to set. They're super easy to set up. They're
Yeah,
really good for bow hunting because you can hide a lot of movement.
yeah, especially with somebody who's just starting out that doesn't know how to draw your bow
Yeah,
smoothly and quietly and um,
without a
a
big
lot of
range of
motion.
motion. A ground blind will
Yep.
hide that, and you only need. This is one tip I will because I did as a kid too, and well, you only need one window. You
Yep.
don't need. It has a lot of windows. A ground blind has tons of windows all the way around. You only
Yep.
need to open one.
Yep. You're only going to have, you know, your one shooting lane. And sometimes you
Yeah.
could open up two windows. I mean, like I'll set them up like
Like if you're on a
sometimes.
corner or something, you could
Right.
got two trails. But if you're off a trail, and that's one thing, you find a trail, get 10, 15 yards in deeper into the woods off the trail, 20
Yep.
yards, whatever you're
Open up
comfortable with.
your two little side windows. I mean, maybe leave the screens up so the deer
Yeah.
can't see in, but yet
Yep.
you can see the deer coming to you
Yep.
before it gets to you, so you have time to draw.
And brush that thing in.
Yep.
Grab dead tree limbs
Yep.
and sticks and brushes and just
Yep.
throw it all around it.
Yep. Camouflage it in.
We've had
And when you think it's good, go about 20 minutes more and keep
yeah,
doing it.
grab some dead grass, throw it through the little loops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like ground blind hunting more just because, like you said, like you can kind of move around more. You don't get busted as much,
Yep.
especially for beginners. But yeah, so ground blind to start.
Yep.
And then this next thing I brought up is like, what are some
Well,
actual like bow hunting? Well, sorry, continue.
I was just going to say that scouting is the
Oh
next thing
yeah,
that you need to do. That's more important. You
yeah,
need to scout. You need to get out,
yeah,
go out there and walk around your hunting area, even though that might seem counterproductive. Or sit back in your car with your binoculars if you can watch see
where the
the
deer
field
come
edge
out.
or the woods, see where the deer are coming out at. Go to that
See what
spot.
time they're coming out at.
Yeah.
Go back
Uh,
when they're not there, and
yep. Buy a cheap trail camera.
yeah,
Um,
they have
you
cheap
don't.
ones.
Yeah. Go hang it up out there. Don't go check it every day if you're brand new.
Yeah,
Once a month or once every couple weeks or once a week,
yeah,
I guess, if it's hunting season and you don't know what's going on there.
yeah.
We
Same
used
here.
to
Trail
walk in.
cameras.
Uh, I'm going to go in there and hunt, but I'm going to check the camera at the same time,
Yep.
which can be good if there's deer on there. But if all of a sudden you
Sometimes when
walk
you
in there and then
like
you're going to
nothing's
hunt
been here
there,
for 3 weeks.
there hasn't been nothing here. It will kill your spirits, but you
Yep.
need to remember today could be the day that that deer doesn't show up because
Yep.
or a new one shows up or you just never know. I mean, you hear people say all the time, "Oh, I didn't have
Yep.
this one on camera."
Yep. Just show up,
You
especially
show
during the
up out
rut
of
and
nowhere.
stuff, and deer are moving. But
Yeah, especially during rut. But
one
we're
thing I
back
gotta
to
say
we're
about
beginners
trail
right now.
cameras, quick. I don't know
Yep.
why, but Hollywood and filmmakers they think like an old.
I got to put out we put out spy cams on the
Yeah,
perimeter.
I just watched it's brand new 2025
Yeah.
Netflix series, and this guy had a trail camera for a deer feeder in his yard, and they went and like, oh, I got footage of you murdering this dude. I'm like, the thing was an old like Moultrie square this big
Yeah.
box thing that doesn't take video, and when he opened it, the SD card was just laying, wasn't even in the slot. He
Yeah.
opens it, it's just laying in there. It's got the big giant sensor. And Allie, even my wife Allie, she's like, "That looks like a really old trail camera, like compared to your guys's." I'm like, "That thing doesn't take." They got 4K video off this thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, "That
There's
thing doesn't
no
take
way.
video. That
We
thing
got
takes."
security surveillance out here. Hollywood is such BS. They have no clue about hunting. I wish they'd
That
actually, Hollywood, go hire Cameron Haynes to be your movie advisor. I mean, you could hire me to do it, but I don't really have time right now, and I don't want to
yeah,
be out there.
I
Go
don't know
hire
what they're
Cameron
doing.
Haynes. Don't hire Joe Rogan because Joe knows a little bit, but he doesn't. He's some things he doesn't quite understand about hunting. He
Cameron
knows the
Haynes.
bow hunting that's called. Cameron Haynes showed me how to bow hunt. Geez, I'm talking shit about Joe Rogan on their podcast. Sorry, Joe. I love you, man. But you haven't. You've been you got introduced to hunting through the backside, where you had Cameron who bow hunts show you how, and then take you to a guided ranch. Yes, I know that's called winning in your life. If I had the money, I'd be hunting at the Deseretta also and
Yeah,
shooting 380-inch bulls with my bow.
I mean that's the thing is like when you get taught by bow hunting by one of the most,
Well,
probably
he's
one of the
dude
biggest
was
bow hunters in the
he's an
world.
accomplished bow hunter, and then he's worked
Yeah,
for Eastman's as a writer, and he's just
yeah,
been on a bunch of good guided hunts at good places, and he's gone out there and shot him himself.
yeah,
But like Joe doesn't understand, hunting whitetails in the Midwest on public land and all the stuff that goes along with that.
no,
He got a crash. He had John Dudley, world, it's like, hey, having Levi Morgan teach you how to shoot a bow.
yeah.
Good for you, but you
Had
fast
Steph
tracked your way
Curry teach you
there.
how to shoot a three.
Right, you're a good dude, but there's a lot of little things that you don't know because you
Yeah,
went a different track, which is okay, totally cool.
yeah,
But
uh,
I'm not talking
yeah.
crap about Joe, but I'm just saying that Cameron Haynes would be a better movie advisor than Joe.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
don't I don't they always use the old Moultrie square like from when
Oh,
I was a kid that
what about
like
with like guns and stuff and bows where they got the person
oh,
shooting a left-handed bow, or,
and the
or
sights
with the
upside down.
arrows on the wrong side of the bow, or just
Yeah.
all kinds of
The only
garbage like that.
one who does it right in movies is Hawkeye,
Yep.
and that's about it. Green Arrow did good. I mean, those are kind of superhero shows, and that was like but they actually
not bad.
hired guys who shoot bows and brought them on set and like,
Yeah,
how would you set up this bow?
the
But
Hunger
even like
Games. They had an
Katniss was good.
Olympian train
Yeah,
Katniss,
that
Jennifer
was very
Lawrence. So she at
she's
least
probably
had
the most accurate.
her, her form looked decent.
Yeah,
So yeah, I know Hollywood's a joke,
yeah, they just
honestly.
don't
And
get
then don't
hunting
even
right.
get me started on like all the shows that make hunters look bad
Oh,
and Disney and all their crap. They can,
yeah. And
you
for
know,
some reason, like they'll be like, this guy's like an assassin. He kills people with a bow and arrow, but he uses field points and his
he's
sight's
evil.
upside down and no stabilizers. And
Yeah, wrong. Shooting 22 pounds. I'm like, I
yeah,
could catch your arrow out of the air that you're shooting at me.
yeah. But we'll get back to the like intro to bow hunting.
Right.
What are some
So
actual like bow hunting and archery accessories that like actually matter?
this is sure. Well, I'll answer that next. But this is an important fact to the new people trying to get into bow hunting.
Yep,
Don't Make sure you get a trusted source for your information, like Lindemann Outdoors.
exactly.
Yeah, go watch some YouTube videos. We're gonna make some YouTube videos some of these days on how to make arrows and do all that. But
Yeah,
we need to be in the same place so we can film.
yeah. Are we
But
living in the
anyway,
States?
make sure you're doing good research and you're getting quality instruction. You know,
I would recommend if you want, especially archery and bow hunting, John Dudley, Knock On,
yeah,
his
he's
YouTube series. They teach you how to set up your bow, string
yeah,
it,
good
all the
stuff.
things.
Yeah,
That's probably the
Dudley's
most like educational one that
yeah,
I know.
he's really good. Levi Morgan, he's got a bunch
Levi
out there
Morgan,
too. Bow Life,
he's
um,
he makes
14-time world
bow
champ.
hunting. He makes shooting deer look easy. He like every shot he takes is just
Yeah,
insane.
absolutely.
But anyway, so what are the archery and bow hunting like accessories that actually matter? That like people are like, the
You need a good sight
you know
that won't move on you. So that's why you need to spend a little money on your sight because a cheap one will just keep vibrating loose and cause you to miss and
you know
make you mad.
you know
So you need a good archery sight. Um, Jacob's leaving. Everyone watching on video, Jacob's like, I'm out of here. But I'm going to continue this podcast by myself.
I'm back. It's just
You have to have a good arrow rest. Maybe if you're a
yeah.
beginner, I would try the whisker biscuit, as it's called.
I
It's a full
killed lots of deer
containment.
with a whiskey biscuit.
Oh yes, I have too. It's a good beginner one. It holds the arrow where it's supposed to be, no matter how you turn your bow. You got to have a
That's
quiver
true.
for your arrows and your broadheads because you can't be walking around with a broadhead. Um, you're going to
Yeah,
cut yourself or your bowstring, or that's just bad
something.
news. Bad news bears. You need a
Yeah.
quiver and a protective cover for your broadheads.
I feel like it's okay to spend a little money on a release, but you don't need to get into this hinge and thumb
No,
button and just
just the
the
you
true
know,
fires are really reliable.
yeah,
The
any of the
Scott
caliper
archery, yeah,
Scott B3, I think is now Scott,
B3, yeah.
and
The
then
true fire ones are good. The what
yeah,
are that's kind of the main ones.
and that's a good tip too. If you're a new bow hunter, don't try to shoot fingers. Buy a mechanical release that clips onto your D. They'll put a D loop on your string that your release connects to.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Oh, if you have trouble with your anchoring point, get a kisser button or a nose button. Something a little touch here or on your nose just so you get the right anchor point every time. And when you get better, you don't need those things because you know what an anchor point is. But that helped me as a kid. I had a kisser button for a long time.
Yes, because part of shooting good is repeating what you're doing and anchoring so that bowstring is in the same spot where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Now,
And then also, mhm.
what about bow hunting accessories? talked about this before. You don't need the fanciest Sitka camo. You can go buy a real tree camo from
Walmart
Walmart.
camo.
They're just as good.
Walmart camo. I would maybe get some binoculars just so for scouting and looking around.
Pair of
Now
binoculars.
everyone's like, "Oh, you need a rangefinder." Well, you don't really need a rangefinder because I used to just walk out 20 paces, stick a stick in the ground
Yep.
or a rock,
Yep.
be like, "Well, that's 20 yards. If they're by there, I know where to shoot them. If they're
Yep.
10 yards past it, it's 30." Learn
Yep.
to judge yardage. Um, but yeah, that's all you need to do. If you got a tree stand or ground blind, you can just be like, "Oh, I'm 20 paces off the trail. I know it's 20 yards to there."
Yeah.
Don't try to shoot too far. Bow hunting's about getting them close.
No, we like them 5 yards and in if we can.
Yeah, about
15 is actually the sweet spot.
15 to 20, right in there.
Yeah.
So
I think trying to think of actual bow hunting gear. Besides, I mean, you don't need much. I mean,
that's what's
well,
great about bow hunting is you don't need much.
you do need some very specific things. You need a good gutting kit. You need a good deer
Well,
processing kit, which would just a
it
little
makes
pro tip
life
that you've
easier.
made. Get a bone saw, a little pelvic bone saw. They're like this big. They got a little thing on there so you can get the pelvic bone out. Get a
Yeah, they're
nice
20
buck
bucks,
knife. You can just,
$30.
yeah, you don't need a fancy one. Just a buck knife. It's the actual brand. They make a
Mm-hmm.
good one. And then
Mm-hmm.
grab some latex rubber gloves. Just makes life a little easier. It's kind of the
Yeah,
wuss way around it, but sometimes when you're starting out gutting deer, you nick the guts and then you get doo doo all
yeah.
over you. And sometimes,
So
get
they
a rubber
sell
glove,
those
never hurt.
gutting. Right. Sorry, I'm talking over you. We got a little delay here with our
Yeah,
distance or something.
that was the
But
notification.
yeah, gutting gloves are cheap, and for a first timer, they're a good idea, like you said. Um,
Yep.
and then you brought up a good point too. This stuff is important so you can take care of you can take care of your deer. Because if you don't take care of your deer, it's not going to taste good. So you want to get that thing gutted right away and cleaned out. We'd rinse them out with a garden hose.
Oh yeah. And then we
Get
hang
them
them.
cooled. Yeah, hang them up, skin them,
Well, I guess you
get the
need
hide off so they cool down.
what's the actual? I'm brain freezing. What's the technical term? A
You're
gambrel?
buffering. Gambrel, yes,
Is that
Gambrel.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
gambrel to hang your deer up. The people at Shields will tell you where it is. They're pretty cheap. You don't need to buy the fancy ones. You can just
yeah, they're 20, $30. See, this is what's so great about bow hunting. Like when I started bow hunting, I was dirt poor as a kid, and I bought a bow for $35. I think it was $35 or $50. I might have saying I think I bought one used at Shields for $85 one time,
yep.
and I had a pair of coveralls from Walmart so that were camouflage. So even I could wear just my t-shirt and jeans underneath, and I just put this. I mean, I hunted in camouflage coveralls for years. I mean, a long time.
Killed a lot of deer in those things.
They did, and they kind of quit making them. Is kind of why I went out of them. But I used to have a pair of insulated coveralls that
I had a,
that
I
you
had a, I called it my super suit. I had
yo
a kid version.
yep
I think it was awesome.
yep yep. Unless you have to take a dump in the woods, then
And you gotta
there
get all the way off.
you got to get out of there, and you got to get it out of the way.
Yep. Nothing worse than
No, I had a hunting buddy one time that had a pair of these coveralls with a hood on it, and he dropped the coveralls and took a dump out in the woods and pooped into the hood of his coveralls and didn't realize it. So then he was walking around and he kept sneeze.
just hanging by.
Right. Smells like crap. And you hear he was hauling a turd around with him. Didn't even know. Which, we could do a whole podcast on emergency field emergencies.
Yep.
Did you say emergency as in manure? Yes. Yes, I did.
Yep.
But perhaps save that for another episode.
No, but yeah, like you know, those are kind of the basics of what you need. You need some camo and some blind and a bow
Arrows,
to
broadheads.
you know broadheads. I recommend just a Muzzy MX3. They're not as expensive as other broadheads. Just a good not not mechanical. Get a fixed broadhead when you're starting out
Yep.
because they help with not great shots. Mechanicals are awesome for blood trails and stuff, but you have to be a good shot to use them. That's you know
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Gets you'll want to have some field points for practicing, or they'll make practice broadheads too, practice
yeah
blades for your broadhead. Make sure you practice a lot. I mean,
yeah
you really need to be a good bow hunter. You really need to shoot almost year round.
yeah.
That's why we're going to these 3D shoots, is to get us in shape for bow hunting.
Getting a
Um,
lot of reps in at different angles and different yardages, and
Hone our skills,
you know,
and we like to do the competitive side just to make it,
yeah.
a little more fun for us too. So,
And that kind of brings me to like maybe some final tips and tricks when it comes to bow hunting. And one that's mine that I tell myself over and over again every year, and I still have trouble with this today, is you have way more time than you think when you're bow hunting with deer. When a deer
yeah,
comes into
don't
your lane, do not rush your shot. Take your time. It's better to let the deer go because they'll sometimes even circle back because they're weird like that. Take
Yep,
your time. Wait for the best shot possible. You have
yep,
plenty of time.
yep. Don't rush your shot. Bow hunting is about patience.
Trying to keep yourself calm because,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pick a spot on the deer. If
yeah,
it's a big buck, don't look at the rack. Look at
don't
a
look it in the
spot behind the
face.
shoulder. Find that spot. Concentrate on that spot. Try to pick out a single hair that you're going to, or a shadow or a spot or something on that deer that
Yeah,
you're
crease
going
of
to
his
shoot that
shoulder.
arrow into. Yeah.
Something.
And just
What?
keep staring at it. That arrow
Yeah,
will go where you're looking.
yeah,
Um, I know people that have been looking at deer racks and they end up shooting the deer in the rack,
yeah.
which is like, how could you have done that? But that's happens.
Happens.
Gun hunting happens all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
but
Oh,
yeah, that's the great thing about bow hunting. You don't need much. You don't need much money to get into it. It's a sport you can do your whole life, and you can put food on the table, food in the
yeah.
freezer.
And you can just
I
upgrade
prefer,
your equipment as you go.
and I like now. I prefer deer and elk. I prefer wild game meat over just about everything.
Oh my gosh, everything.
You
I
know.
saw I saw a recipe today for a venison stew, but just there's a million versions of it. But you just
Mm-hmm.
serve it over rice or mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
You take your
People.
roast and cook it down to nothing in a slow cooker and some chicken
Yeah.
broth and potatoes and carrots and
That's why people can venison, because it's like you roasted it and cook it down to nothing, and then they'll just take that canned venison and dump the meat. It's super tender and stringy and juicy, and they heat it up. You know, throw it in some gravy or stew, like over rice, like you're talking about.
you know,
Mashed
over rice.
potatoes and gravy with some canned venison.
That's why I don't even like summer. It's just hot. I want a cold October, November day where I shoot a deer in the morning and I have fresh tenderloins for lunch and then I watch some football and then I shoot another deer in the afternoon.
Exactly.
That'd be a perfect day. And I think one more tip that I always forget is that people, I think, like, and you can explain this better than I can, so I'll ask you when to draw. Because that's the main thing. Not like gun hunting, you can, pick up that gun, you don't really have to do much, but bow hunting, you really gotta make a pretty big movement in drawing. Even if you know how to draw it smoothly and quietly, it's still some movement. When would you recommend to draw back on a deer to take that shot?
Well, preferably when his head was behind the tree,
That would be
or
preferably.
looking the other way, or if you can see any part of their eye, they can see you.
Yep.
So I try to get him to wait till they step behind the tree to draw my bow, wait for them to turn and look the other direction. Those are pretty much it. You want to,
from the field, just even if they're wide open, like head down, or they're
yeah,
eating.
they can still see
Better.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, preferably looking away.
yeah,
Uh, they'll look around, and you'll sometimes when they're moving, you can draw, but a lot of times they'll pick you off. So you gotta pick that moment. Um,
that's kind of the hardest part for me. It is
mm,
sometimes unless there's a
mm-hmm.
big tree they walk behind. I mean, that's obviously the best because they won't see you.
Yep.
But
Because you got to watch them sneaky buggers. They'll be eating, but their eyes are up looking.
you know,
So you got to watch them, pay attention to them, and pretty soon they'll look over somewhere, and then that'll be your time to draw. That's where we talk about being patient and
you know,
taking your time and not rushing the shot.
you know.
You know, so that's important.
But yeah,
It's
no,
a
I
good
think
good tip to bring up of when to draw. When should I draw on a deer? When they're not looking at you, or they can't see you. That's when
yeah,
you draw.
yeah.
That's why ground blinds are nice because a lot of times they're walking by.
You can, especially if you have that mesh up, you can kind of see them coming, and then when they get between those big black,
The panel.
the panels, then you just draw
Yep.
back and wait.
They step into your window.
Meh.
Let them have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to, the meh stopping a deer thing. It's better to let them stop on their own, but
Yes,
if you have to,
I've
don't be
had
like
big bucks that I've done that to, and they
they
just took
bolt.
off. Yeah. So
Which we're gonna repost this video here soon in September, but we have a video of a youth hunt where Jeremy was taking a youth hunter out rifle hunting, and he had to yell at this deer, "Hey, just stop running!" And it
oh my
finally like, "Oh,
gosh, he just wouldn't
boom!"
stop.
Dropped
Grunted,
it.
whistled, everything. Finally, I just had to yell at him, and then it's like, what? Boom! That was a lot of
But
fun.
yeah, we'll repost that. So, but
It's
yeah,
an
this is
older.
your intro to getting into bow hunting. This is Jacob from Forks and Jeremy from Deadwood. Your
Fill your
one
freezer,
stop
people.
shop. Fill your freezer.
Peace
This is your
out.
one stop shop for info and good times and BS.
Deer
That's all we gotta
tracks.
say. That's your new say.
Deer tracks. Peace, love, and venison, right? There it
Peace, love,
is.
and venison.
I
There it
stole that
is.
from somebody. It's not mine. I think I stole that from the Lukowskis.
Yeah.
So
Well,
sorry, Tiffany. If you don't want me to use it, come see me in person.
God bless everybody. We're out of here. Peace.
We out.